Hey everyone, welcome back. So Lim Tean has been all over the news lately, but today I want to take you back to 2018, back when I first got involved with Singapore opposition scenes, right after returning from living in China. Yes, I always travel around and I live here and live there, and sometimes I will go to Singapore. The very first opposition figure I met was Lim Tean. And honestly, because of him, I had my absolute first taste of Singapore politics. Because of him, I actually ended up speaking at Hong Lim Park. And because of him, I met a whole chain of people in the local political scene. Folks like Frankie Loh, Goh Min Seng, Leon Lee Hsien, even Leon Mang Wai, and even Kumaran Pillai from the Independent SG. And I even had private dinners with them. So for about a year, I attended gatherings, listened to talks, and even meals with them. Looked to be completely fair. Some of the people I met back then were genuine good people in nature. I like Leon Mang Wai, I like Goh Min Seng, I also like Kumaran Pillai, and some others too. But my experience with Lim Tean was very different. When we first met in 2018, he just came back from Indonesia where he was involved in some mining business. And I think he's not doing well. He gave me a dinner at Din Tai Fung restaurant. And during that dinner, he asked if I could lend him a few $1,000s. Now think about the irony here. The man was living in a good glass bungalow. He had a living maid. He was taking premium rides everywhere. And he was asking me for money? When I told him I didn't have that kind of cash, he didn't stop there. He asked if I called my rich friends and borrow money on his behalf. His argument was, I'm a public figure and a lawyer, and it's not appropriate for me to borrow money, but people trust me. I can even give them an IOU letter. Naturally, I had a few friends, but everyone turned it down. Then came the next request. He asked me to open a bank account in my own name for his fundraising effort. He told me the government is monitoring me because I'm in the opposition, so I can't open an account myself. Sounds ridiculous, right? It really makes you stop and think. Why is it that so many of these opposition groups are always asking the public for money? Where does all those fundraisings and the money actually go? Are they really doing it for the people? Or are they just using the opposition's banner to fund themselves? The money just for themselves. So looking back, people always say I'm PLP. But who's really doing the PLP here? Personally, I don't PLP anyone. Not the oppositions and not even the PAP. Only kind of truth and reliability. It's just like buying a car. Do you want to buy a China brand or a Japanese brand or a German brand? After a year of seeing all this, I got tired of the scene. I really gave up on your stupid in need for money thing, so I went over to Taiwan for almost 2 years, where I got to observe and even comment on their political landscape. I was invited to Taiwan to do some of the political talks. And because of this, it completely changed my perspective on Singapore politics. It made me ask a question. Why do we need to tear down our own government when Singapore is doing well? Look at Taiwan. It's a political mess because constant political infighting, national progress slowed down, and they end up with massive problems in their cross-strait relations. Politicians exploit regular people, using them to protest and ruin one another. So do we really want the kind of chaos in Singapore? They are making use of people. And luckily, our government stopped all this in Singapore. The experience is why I'm talking about politics today. I have zero interest in running for any election, but I love analyzing and talking about politics. Or you can say gossiping. Which brings me back to Lim Tean. My experience with him was always about money. Money was always a top priority. Maybe he was running in debt, or maybe he was looking out a way for himself. At that time, he loved showing off how big GCP was, while promising how he could overthrow the PAP and how he could take over Lee Hsien Loong. At gatherings, Sabara sing as a superstar. People literally held off at opening expensive bottle of wine until he arrived. Everyone treated him like a political star, where I just sat back and observed the whole show. And look at where the things are now. he faced unpaid debts, endless financial pressures, legal troubles, and even an ongoing case involving the stalking of a woman. He got so desperate that he tried to hide out in Johor Bahru. But think about it. Of all countries in the world, why JB? Did he run out of money to go anywhere further? Is it really that he had no money at all? Was he lacking friends to help him escape? Or was he trying to blend into Forest City? What is the most likely reason? Let me tell you. Slipping across the border into JB was simply the easiest way to cross immigration less detected before making a run to Bangkok, where he met his ex-British accent girlfriend, whom I have met before. And honestly, on top of that, based on whatever I said so far, there's only one motive for him to run to JB and then later to Bangkok. And the motive is money. Who knows there's a lot of money in Thailand? And I don't think he's so stupid to run to JB just because he wanted to escape a few months jail, right? So what do you all think? Drop your thoughts in the comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I see you in the next video.